Are you gonna say hi? Say hi to the camera. He's shy. How are you doing this week? How are you feeling? So this week I want to work on this wangxian painting. It's looking kind of rough right now, but it's fine. You're probably gonna see a lot of them on this channel just because I love them. I love to paint them. And it's also like a good little in-between. I do like big projects like historical or like book accurate projects because I don't really have to think too much about it. I still think about it, just not as hard. But last week I painted this painting. I wasn't really happy with it, so I'm gonna take a little break from that before I get back into bigger stuff. And hopefully this works out. Hopefully it works out better than the last one. Let's go. I wouldn't bore you too much with the face painting process because you can see that in the video that I made before this. But after I get the base down, then I get to do all the fun stuff like the details. And of course, most of this footage is blurry, so that's wonderful. Oh, and I should probably tell you who these two are if you don't know, if you're new here. But these two figures are wangxian and wangxian, and they are characters in one of my favorite series. So good. The best. You should read it if you haven't. And they were roommates. Just kidding. No, they're not. They're actually severely in love. Sometimes I forget that nobody knows who they are. Like, it's completely possible that nobody would know who they are because they consume my entire brain. But yes, that's who these two people are. Here you can see me adding in highlights and little tone shifts. I think the more realistic you want to go, the more it is about being subtle rather than big value contrast. Like, obviously you can have that in your work too, but the skin is very soft and subtle. So you just want to make sure that you're blending accordingly. I just put a ugly base coat on the rabbit, so don't mind that right now. But here I'm just laying in the fabric. And for the longest time, I could not figure out how to paint fabric. But I finally got it a couple months ago, and it's easier for me now. I like to keep the planes of the fabric pretty sharp. I think it adds good dimension. But I think that's more of my own stylistic choice. Some people really like to soften their fabric. Here's a more finalized version of the rabbit, much better than the original. Okay, now we can get to the fun part. So I glaze these colors over the face with liquid original, and it just adds a lot of redness back into the areas that you want to be bright and very saturated. I typically do this around the eyes and the shadow of the nose and the lips, but you have to wait until your painting is completely dry, and you also want to blend it out with this mop brush, because if you don't, it will be streaky. And everyone's favorite part is the eyelashes, so I'm adding those in here. I like to do this after the first pass just because then they stay sharp and they don't get muddied with the rest of the skin tone, and I think it makes them look feather soft. Highlights, of course, the most important part. I use a mixture of white and red, and I make it a soft pink, and it looks really bright. It looks like white, but it's not completely white, and I think that makes a lot of difference when it comes to highlights. It's more harmonious with the skin tone. I feel like the bright white highlight just doesn't match the overall picture. It kind of disunifies it. And I also paint hair in a similar way to the eyelashes. I do a dark base coat, first paint the face, and then I go back in later with lighter paint mixed with liquid. I would do a white and black rabbit, so it's more representative of the two figures in the paintings. Originally I was just going to do a white rabbit, but I think I like the black and white fur color idea better, so I just added that in. finished piece. I actually like it more than I thought I would. I really like a lot of elements going into my paintings, but I think this is a very good, simple idea, and I think it worked out beautifully. It probably took me around 20 hours, I would say. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If you like listening to me speak, let me know. I figured the last 2 videos were kind of boring because I didn't talk. I'm kind of shy, so this is awkward. But I can make it work for you guys. Anyways, see ya. You guys say bye. Go wave. Say bye.